Some birds pooed on my car. By the size of it, I reckon it was Chantal for number 73. The size of that. Hello everybody, hope you're well. We have got a busy day today. We've already had the grab come and take all the stuff away from the back garden. We'll show you that a little bit later on. But shout out to the driver though, and I believe his name was one of the best drivers ever, hadn't we? Wasn't it Mark? Mark's behind the camera. Yes, he was excellent. We've had a delivery from Bearwood Builders. They had sort of come at the same time, first thing this morning. Excellent. So we've got some more bricks coming tomorrow. And then we have got the inspector coming today. And then straight after, I've preempted it and I've booked the concrete as well for about 2 o'clock. So hopefully, if everything goes to plan, it's going to be a good productive day. And if it doesn't, well, we'll think of someone else. Yeah, whatever that may be. Before the inspector comes, I've got 2 things to do. I'll show you a bit more detail in a second. We have got to link up our new rainwater into the existing rainwater, which is here. And then you're probably thinking one of 2 things. Either that submarine has took a wrong turn, or there used to be a toilet here, but it's the latter. So we've got to get our foul into that and then run it across the garage that way. You probably noticed, if you've been following this series, that we haven't put any drainage in yet because, not so much unusually, but on jobs that we have, it's quite unusual. All the services are at the front of the house. This is the kitchen behind this wall, the bathrooms at the front of the house as well. So there's no inspection chambers, foul-wise, at the back. There's nothing at the back at all. The soil stack is internal in the living rooms. We can't get into that. But luckily, as a part of this extension that was built a few years, well, in the 80s, they put this toilet in, which goes in the floor there, into the inspection chamber on the driveway. We can tap into that. So we've got to get into that, get the concrete in, and then extend it all the way to the back of the property where our new bathroom utility is going. Blah, blah, blah. So we'll get this done, we'll get it ready for inspection, and we'll let you know what he says. Look amount of water's in this trench. It hasn't rained in 2 weeks. It's coming out the floor, man. Anyway, right. That is our rainwater that went across this trench and then around the corner into the downpipe, and downpipe went into it around there. So we've done away with that, and we're going to put an eco drain along the front of this new build here, which the downpipe on the corner of the building will go into, and it's all going to go down there into its own system. It's separate from the foul on this particular job. So we're going to put a trap on that. I'll do it and then show you it. I've got 2 options. I've got to decide which one I'm going to do yet. And then this one over here, you can see that just there. We've got to dig this out and then attach onto that and bring it across our footing here, where it can be dug out at a later date and go straight across diagonally the corner of the garage and linked up to the utility the other side of the building. So we're going to do that as well. Now luckily, you know, that is deep enough that we can put our concrete to the bottom of that to save shuttering it, because if we were to shutter that, we've got like a 300mm, then a shutter, then it just becomes one big faff. So we've got enough, we've got about 800 below that, so we've got 800mm of concrete. Yes, we're working a bit of a trench after, don't really care, we're going to get it sorted. Mark's ready, he's happy, his guns are out, he's in the sun, what's not to love? Look at them bad boys, look at him. Right then, 3 out of 4 things that we need to happen today have happened, and it's gone all right. The grab has been and gone, the delivery has arrived, and the building inspector has been and gone. He's happy, we can get the concrete in. To get 4 out of 4, we need the concrete to turn up, we shall see. I'll turn you around now with a flick of this really lovely button and show you where we're up to. This is basically it. This is our contraption. There's no real excuse not to put a trap in anything. I don't know what it's going to actually do. This is a dedicated storm water, so I don't know if it smells up anyway. However, we're going to put one in, and we have done. Just clay to plastic coupler there. Got to tighten it all up. And now what we're going to do is put this pipe down there, connect it like so, and stick out the ground for the time being, and then eventually this will be cut back with an eco drain down the front of the entire building straight into that, and away we go. And then all we've got to do is put a pipe where the periscope was. We've took that out, and here, you can see that we've got a plastic socket there, so we're going to put ours in there, extend it across the footing, leave it there, and we'll bring our concrete up to that. As I said earlier, it's about 800mm concrete. So there we have it, get that sorted, and yeah, and then we're going to shutter that, and away we go. But before that, I'll just show you, if you are interested or want to know a bit more how all this goes together, we have got a dedicated video. I'll put it on screen now, a link to which will be in the description. But to get it all together, you need an essential piece of kit, and I'm going to show you what that is right now. Right, the essential tool, basically, when you're putting pipes into fittings, do your cut as square as you possibly can, but you've got to chamfer off the edges, else, well, you probably won't get it in the fitting anyway if it's square like that. And if you do, you're probably, good chance you're going to rip out the internal seal on it. So you've got to chamfer it, and for that, use one of these little chamfering tool, SDS, take it off hammer and give it a go. Now, for reasons that I won't go into, I really enjoyed that, but that takes it, gives it a chamfer like that. Bit of lube around that. Now you can buy lube especially for this stuff, but just use some Ferroliquid if you haven't got any. Other soaps are available, and yeah, and it'll just slot in. There you go, beautiful. Quite expensive for what they are, I think around about 30 quid, but an essential piece of kit if you're putting saw pipe or pipe together. Beautiful. What do you think, Mark?
Correct.
Correct. Wise words. Right, let's get it on. Excellent, 4 out of 4. I only just finished doing what we were doing and it's turned up. Bang on time. Get it in, get it level, and we'll call today a success. Well, I've gambled and got an absolutely mahoosive skip. Have it here for the bin. Hopefully neighbours aren't going to start putting all their stuff in, but we shall see. Anyway, concrete has been and gone. The step is concreted and covered. Beautiful. Our footings down here, all ready to go. Excellent. As well as this little beauty. This is a wall here job. We've had diggers and drivers and concrete wagons, and the customer at some point wants a patio and retaining wall, so while we're here, may as well combine it all, utilise every last one of them and get it done for them, ready. It might not be part of this series of videos, who knows, but what will be is tomorrow's building, because in this weather I can't see why that concrete out the front wouldn't be ready to be built on. So that's the plan. So yeah, in about 10 seconds time, it'll be the following day for you, and we'll crack on with it. However, I'll warn you now, I'm going out tonight, I'm going to see Supergrass at the O2, so I might be a little bit worse for wear. We shall see, we shall see. Oh, and have a quick guess. Concrete, paw prints in the concrete at the back, concrete at the front, or both. It will have paw prints, but which one? 3, 2, 1, guess. It was the day after the night before. The Banda race, man, brilliant, really enjoyed that. Attempt to work, a bit worse for wear. To find some bad news. Not a single paw print, either at the back or the front. I don't know why, I'm disappointed in that. It's the first concrete pour I've ever done with no paw prints in it. Proof, if it was ever needed, that you can't trust a cat. Anyway, it's gone off beautifully, so we will get building. Let's get to it. Right, we'll just thought I'll show you how we're getting up to floor level here, because if you watched any of these videos before, you'll know that I don't usually like to work in trenches. You just fill them up with concrete as much as we can. However, with that pipe being where it is and the awkwardness of shuttering that little bit behind it sort of dictated where that concrete is. So we've got to get up, and I've used 7 Newton blocks flat. just to get us up to our lowest point, because this driveway slopes down there, and as you can see, 2 course flat leaves us just shy of the top of the driveway, which is ace. So then all we've got to do then is make sure these are level, i.e. by transferring our finished floor level from the front door down across to here, gauge down, so we're all gauges from there, so that's 450 now, so that's what's going to work out lovely. And then bring that through nice and level to where it meets the driveway, because I've already cut this back square with the building when we dug out, so we know that's right. I've double checked that. Same here, floor level, gauge down, 450, and then we know with the layers level that that top of that course there is the same height as that course there, and all I'm going to do now is run it in with the line to the top course. Don't bother with the bottom one, who cares, just dog the bottom one in, get the next one right, and you're where you need to be. And then we'll do all the final millimetre by millimetre adjustments to get it perfectly right with the bricks. So this is just a case of getting it up to height, and then we'll sort out all the little nuances. Good word, isn't that a good word?
Great word.
What's that in Spanish? He's been teaching me Spanish.
No word.
You ain't got a clue. They're offended of the lesson. Right, there we go. Right then, we're up to damp, and it's been bedded on, and we are ready to go. We've got a profile Dutch pinned to the wall, and I've got the best make of profiles there is, the Fitzbrick profiles there, fantastic. If you're in the market, get them, don't get any others. I'll put a link in the description. Anyway, as you can see, I have got on the existing house an absolutely massive damp-proof course joint, whatever you want to call it. I haven't emulated that. All I've done is got the floor level and gauge down. However, we're at the front of the house, and our new wall now is to go into that, and I really should, in fact I've got to follow those coursings there so it all matches in. I didn't do it on the back because the back is 65mm out. I just wasn't going to do it. Here it's going to be seen, and I've got to. And we've got 13 course to go on before the window, and we are 20mm out. So the best way of doing this then, and making sure that you're level all the way around, is get yourself a random piece of stick, put it to the wall, and then mark on, hopefully you can see that, where the courses finish up all the way down. You then take that over to your profile, or you put it to your corner as you're building it, and then you cross-reference the mark from you've just done onto the profile all the way up, and that's what you follow. I've got to just keep reminding myself of that, and not to follow the pre-engraved 75mm increments on that profile there. And that is the best way to do it. Gauge rod, that's what that's called. You could use anything you want really. Just make sure you mark the top. I've done that before now. I've been left with about 60mm at the top, and I've just, as I've gone over, I've turned it upside down somehow in transit, and I've made myself look like a bit of a silly boy. But anyway, right then, set you on time lapse. There we go, it's set up. This man is primed and ready, isn't that right? Keep them peeled. He's trying to shoehorn 80s what they're called, sayings from TV programmes or whatnot. Anyway, right then, let's get cracking. Well, there's no denying that these beautiful hot days, they do put a different dynamic on things, make things a bit more difficult. But you wouldn't change it, would you? Because we all know the alternative is a lot worse. But yeah, it looks like a giant Batman stood behind me. This is it, up to window height. Well, I've just gone one higher and set the window out for the customer, just for them to have a look and see if they're happy with it. It's the same height as the kitchen window there. So aesthetically, it should all blend into one. It looks offset, but it's the middle of the room. Don't forget we've got a big cavity on this side. Yeah, going back to aesthetics then, I'm not particularly happy with the way it's looking at the moment, purely because we are following these giant beds. I mean, just to show you sort of thing that we're looking at, I mean, that's a huge one there, but then you've got this one. I mean, look at that, that's massive. And then you've got that tiny one above it, but it is what it is. I think it's the right decision to follow it. But what I have learned over the years is that you can look at that. That's the only thing to look at the minute. Once it's built, the windows in, the roof's on, it's all one big building. Stand back, have a look, and it'll all blend into one. So we'll await that day, shall we? And speaking of days, I'm calling this one. Right then, thank you very much for watching. Next week's video, we'll have that up to height. Maybe start taking some of this roof down. The application for the scaffold has gone in because we need a permit because it's got to be on the pavement. If that happens next week, then we'll have the scaffold up and we can start exposing that roof, start building on top of that. Who knows, eh? Who knows? To be honest, I'll make this up as I go along. So we'll see what next week brings, and you can watch it all unfold next Sunday. So until then, take care.